Thursday.
Oh, that's fire department night, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Thursday nights are fire department nights.
Shoot.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's fire department training.
Oh, it's ongoing. Oh, well,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
just the academy. Okay.
That I'm going, oh, wait a minute, Thursdays are bad because for Chris and Nick, that will be impossible.
Okay.
Yep.
So then, other proposals?
What's the third Tuesday? Is there anything going on for the third Tuesday? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's
That would make
Third-
July. Let's see, July 21st, August. I'm sorry, I'm looking the wrong day. Tuesday, you said Tuesday, third Tuesday,
yeah, that's the 19th.
19th, then 23rd, no, 16th of August before the Parks and Rec meeting, then 20th of September.
No, what I was asking is, Mary, is anything going on, to your memory, on the third Tuesdays?
I don't know, Nick, for you? Third Tuesday of the month possibility?
I think that's fine. I don't think there's any.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if there's any other organization that uses the third Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the community calendar on the website, and I haven't got everybody's data put into it yet.
Well, let me look. I've got the tome sitting on the coffee table.
Yeah,
Let me look at it.
Mine's over there, and
I
Yeah,
can reach it
mine's over
here.
there.
Just a sec. No,
I'm actually in the middle of,
cracked it open.
I'm actually in the middle of paying some money, so I have to pay attention to here.
Yeah, I'm just, okay.
I'm just going to list the ones through the end of the year so that people have a chance to look at it.
Okay, there's they have, okay, there's dinners.
Yeah, one of them.
Aviation Advisory Committee,
Look at my
June
phone, too.
21st. That would be the third Tuesday. Is that going to be Aviation Advisory Committee? That's not something that I'm involved with, but Alan is.
Yes,
Um,
I don't know that that's pounded in stone.
okay,
That's just when that's the organizational date that
okay,
that Zoom meeting that she picked, so that it was at least before the general meeting. So I don't know that that's
Yeah.
a permanent one.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
And then, like a board is the second Tuesday, first, yeah.
how about
Yeah.
what's on your calendars for the 4th Tuesday? I have nothing on my phone on it, and I'm looking at that's on the 4th. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I have nothing on there from the community calendar yet. But like I say, I don't have all the organizations loaded yet.
Yeah, that, the fourth Tuesday of the month.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that can work for me, I think.
Just putting those dates into the chat.
Yeah.
That's, I mean,
And let's look at that as a tentative and do some more research. Because I am digging into some of this over this next week or so to try to figure this out and get that kind of the reoccurring meetings loaded into the community calendar, so it's easier for us to remember what's going on. Because I do have 2 organizations so far that are loading their own data, but we need it now, so I'm doing it. But I'm looking here, and on my phone, I've got most of the common organizations, and I'm not seeing anything on the 4th Tuesday.
okay.
But I have been surprised before when I've said that.
Yeah.
So let's try that as a tentative,
Okay.
and then we'll research it some more.
Okay, so suggest to everybody changing our meeting nights from Sunday night to Tuesday night,
The fourth Tuesday.
the fourth Tuesday.
Mhm.
Okay,
And I can send out that with a list of dates
Mm-hmm.
and
okay.
people.
See what comes back.
Yep, yep. Okay, that sounds good. I like
So
that.
then that would be this Tuesday again?
Actually, I didn't look at, you mean instead of,
Well, we don't have to do two in a row, but yeah, we could do one next Tuesday, which it would be the 28th.
28th?
Yeah. It's funny, I have 3 calendars up now.
Yeah,
Oh, got it, yeah.
and maybe we could get more people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Chris is still gone until the end of this month.
Yeah, I think so.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, but it's a good idea to try to get more people. you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think Tuesday might be a good idea, because Mondays, everybody's if they're working, they're just recovering from Monday, and then Thursday, a lot of people are starting to set up travel plans or starting to travel for a
Yeah,
long
yeah,
weekend
yeah,
or something
that's
like that too.
Okay.
So, but
yeah,
let's
I can,
do it.
so for the fourth Thursdays, okay.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Fourth Tuesday, okay, yeah, okay. I can set that up as a recurring meeting, like I do this one.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can use the same meeting ID number and just change the date. I'll see if that will work on Zoom.
I think you can.
I think I can,
Yeah.
but who knows?
Yeah, I'm just starting to learn some of the Zoom stuff myself, so I'm digging into that.
Okay,
The chat, I do not save from the recordings
Uh-huh.
because I have
I
to put them
pasted it
shut.
into I put it in the minutes.
Yeah. It's
okay.
much
Oh, and I
better.
need to be sure that you can do screen share. Enable, screen share is on. Okay, and we are recording. Okay. Good.
I think that August date that you have in the chat it would be August 23rd for the fourth Tuesday.
Oh, it is. Oh, I've got that. Okay, thank you. So the 4th, so there's extra, thank you. An extra 23rd, okay.
And let's move forward.
Okay, and just a couple of other things while because we're here and some of these things have some lead time. I
And that's
just need a note that I like a meeting on the 22nd. Mary, Bruce and I are planning to go in person. So
I might as well.
So I think we'll have coverage to do a little blurb, and I'll write up something and send it to you guys before Tuesday. And
Okay.
So give the same blurb. Plus say that the FAQs should be ready. So in the morning, I've got 3 more I have to paste in there. I'll send everybody a message and ask them to review it so that like a meeting, we can say that we're going to go live with the first set of FAQs.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, great.
We have our script. So as people read through them, just make sure you're thinking, okay, this is me at the Saturday market, for example, answering questions. And these are the, I think we want to all agree. I try to take them from statements we've already made, presentations we've already made, so they stay consistent. But and then next thing in the tome, I thought for August, we probably should have an article in the tome. And the deadline is?
There won't be an August tome.
True.
There will be a July tome.
Yeah, we missed that. That date was the 15th. The deadline was the 15th.
No, that was the June tome. So that we will publish one more tome.
Okay.
It will be the deadline will be the
Hold on.
Oh, I don't
I'm-
have
I'm
my
looking.
calendar in front of me.
Yeah, it's in my phone. Let me, hold on a second.
Okay.
So,
My phone's over on the counter.
okay, so the July. So. It should be the 16th.
Okay, so that will be the tome deadline, will be July 16th. Leica does not have a general meeting in July or August, but they do publish a tome.
Yep.
So what we should have is anything pertinent to the kind of the end of July, all of August, and early September. We should look ahead and put an article together that will cover all of that anticipated real estate.
What we'll be doing through August then.
Right, through August, and the tome doesn't come out, if the deadline is the 16th, it won't come out until the following Monday, 16,
When-
17, 18,
when-
19.
The physical tome will not come out until after the Wednesday.
Yeah, the
After the
following
20th.
Wednesday, after the 20th. So when you're thinking of tome articles, think end of July, around July 20th, 20 something through September 20 something.
Okay.
Mhm.
So all important things and dates that are in that little blob.
Okay.
And one of those is our meeting on the 26th of July.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah, the town meeting on the 26th, and I think we also need to cover the Parks and Rec
Mhm.
meeting,
Okay.
and try to publicize that.
Yeah. And
We should-
anything,
and
and anything we can't get in the tome, we can always get into the website.
Yes.
yeah. But I think it's important to get it out in that printed tome too, now that
Oh,
they're printing
absolutely.
it again. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And also, I think before then, so we've got some lead time because it's the tome deadline will be the 16th of July.
Mhm.
So we've got some lead time, but we could find out, like from Terry, like what does the park do the park commissioners want to have public comment about the dock, or is it just they're just going to have a meeting here on the island?
No, I think the point is.
That's what we need to figure out.
Right. I took it to mean they're here to tour, which is our chance to talk to them directly.
Mhm.
I didn't get the
Mhm.
impression that we were on the agenda. I don't think the agenda's out yet, but I think it was more of they are trying to get out into the community, like they've gone to Birch Bay and held a meeting.
Mhm.
Not that it was
Right.
about Birch Bay, but just so they could get out into the community.
Right.
So I'm taking
Yeah.
it to mean it's not about the dock, but they are here to broaden their
Mhm.
exposure
meeting.
to the
Yeah.
But their meetings have a community comment section.
Right.
Yes.
And so if we want to, yeah, and like how long we have, if we
Right.
have 3 minutes to say, yeah, thank you for coming to da da da. And yeah, and if we want to have people that are, really
the
pro
audience.
the doc, yeah, in the audience that have things that they want to say, that's a good thing. So
Yeah.
we need to decide how best to publicize that to the advantage of the community and the doc.
And so we'll have our meeting on July 26th.
Mhm. Yes.
We agree that it's okay to wait till then. The only thing is we should reach out, I think, to Leica and LIFAC and Heritage Trust or whatever and see
Mhm.
if we want to do a joint hosting. What?
Mhm.
Yeah. The logistics of it would be a lot simpler if we did that.
Mhm. Yeah, and so,
Because then it can be a rolling type thing and you don't have to worry about when one organization ends and the next one has to pick up, and if there's
Mhm.
overlaps at times and all that kind of stuff. So if we just make a nice flying circus of it and just go around and
Yeah.
it with them, it'd
Yeah.
probably be good. And just when it's not our time to talk, we just, be quiet.
July 20. So July 26th is actually only a week. Oh, I'm sorry. No, this is June, Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. What were we talking about? Now I'm all confused. Are we talking about meeting again in June?
Yes,
Okay, so it's June 26th I'm actually talking about, isn't it?
it is June 28th.
28th,
June
yeah.
28th. Okay, let me put that on here. Again. So June 28th, primary objective will be to discuss the Parks and Rec meeting.
Mhm.
Okay, and that should give us plenty of lead time.
Yeah, and then we'll have another meeting before, because
Before
they're
that.
before their actual thing, because they're in August.
Yeah, there'll be a July meeting too.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
So,
So we'll have 2 hits at getting our ducks in a row.
Got it.
yeah,
Okay.
no, that sounds like a smart thing.
Okay, good. Okay. So, and then we can have something and discuss the tome content also. Okay.
Yeah, I think talk about the tome content at the next meeting of the committee. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Well, it should be both the tome content and starting
And
the
what I put.
starting the setup.
The
for
public meeting too, the public meeting that we want to do in August. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
but also starting to coordinate with the other organizations
Yes. Yeah.
that
Mhm.
And then
Parks and Rec meeting.
Yeah, and I was thinking, try to pencil in a date for. By then, we should have a date for the market, and pencil in a date for a public
Mhm.
doc meeting soon.
Mhm.
Mhm.
In August, while we still have visitors here, or I shouldn't say visitors, but we still have part-time Islanders here.
Yes.
I think that was our plan. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, that's good. And then the rest of the meeting, I think tonight we just wanted to talk about logistics for the Saturday market, and also tentatively see if we can come up with proposed dates.
Yeah, the only the canopy is not a problem.
Canopy.
Because for foil, we are only using it for the one day. And then it'll be broken down and packed again. So it'll be available as long as we don't, and that's a Sunday, so it doesn't really matter. And I think Greg can request as, because Greg's on both boards. I mean, we have borrowed stuff, to my memory, from the Grange before, so we can maybe get chairs, we get a table,
See.
and I have it. I'm looking at my table. This is laying right over there. I just don't have the chairs.
I have chairs and table and I can leave
Yeah.
it for you all.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I have like a 6-foot fold up table that folds in half. It's easy to transport. It's about the size of a little card table, but then it folds out to
Yeah.
one of the 6-foot by, I don't know, 2.5 foot tables or something. I've
Yeah,
got
I think
several of
mine is
those.
I think mine is a 4-foot solid sitting over there.
Yeah, and I've got I've got solids and stuff. Just let me know. And I can, before I leave, I will see that you can get it and I can just leave it with somebody.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I'm not going to be using it. And I
Yeah.
have how many chairs you need.
I mean, when I've done stuff for the Metal Arts Guild and for Allied Arts, we generally use one of the smaller tables, like this one I'm looking at, and we have 2 people sitting at the table, and we have 1 or 2 floaters, wandering around and stuff.
Okay, well, if you want a
and-
4-foot table, I've got one of those too.
Well, I've
so-
got one. I've got one here. sitting
Okay.
here. So,
Okay.
but because we got, you've got the 10-foot space, but it's nice to be able to have people to be able to walk around within your space in case we're right
Mhm.
next to somebody.
Right. So,
Yeah.
yeah, one of the things
So-
I was thinking about, because
Would
disaster
you,
was there on Saturday, and I think they often are. I thought if we were try to coordinate either people at our booth or our booth next to, we talked about getting some Life Act people,
Mhm.
and enough of us from the committee, and if any other knowledgeable people wanted to
Yeah.
come. As we were saying, at least 3 people in addition to a photographer. So I guess what Dick,
Yeah, that's a good way to, because if you don't have somebody dedicated with the mindset to take photos, they don't
oh
get
yeah,
done.
yeah,
I did not get to, I did not get to the Saturday market today. I mean, yesterday,
mhm,
soon enough to get a big pile of people. But I
Yeah.
did go, and I took a panorama shot, and I did this and I did that. So, but it's hard for me to sit at a table and then do that.
yeah,
So I would suggest that we try to have 3, me float, and when I'm done with the photos, I can just be there, because
Okay.
I'm not going to take pictures the whole time, because that doesn't make any sense. We just need some snapshots
okay,
of it, and then I need a panorama of the market, busy. But Leica would pay Leica would pay any fees for the use for the booth at the Saturday market, because I think they charge vendors,
$5,
but
I think. I think
yeah,
it's $5 for a table.
yeah,
And it sounded like in terms of lead time, we didn't need a lot of lead time, except that you probably get a better position if you know far enough ahead of time, farther ahead of time.
and
And I,
I don't know, depending on the weekend, it's like this weekend, the number of booths and stuff that were there weren't huge. I mean, it was nice. It looked like it had been a nice turnout.
yes.
But yeah, it's always better to reserve first.
Well, I mean,
And we might
Well-
want to be next to somebody, to get a symbiotic relationship there.
so to me,
Um,
the disaster preparedness, if they're there, that's a great pairing.
And Heritage
Yeah.
Trust as well.
Who's there?
Well, let me, let me interject something that I know about how they do the setups,
Mhm.
unless it's changed. When you sign up to be a regular, like a weekly booth, then you are assigned a spot.
Yeah.
When you are there just for a 1-day thing,
It's ad hoc.
then it's ad hoc. So, the Heritage Trust booth will be where the Heritage Trust booth is. And whoever is assigned to a place next to the Heritage Trust booth, if there is, we can't just go popping into there.
Sure,
They have
sure.
a place where the random people go.
Does Heritage Trust have a season set up with them?
Yes,
Oh,
yes, they
Okay.
do. They're there
Okay.
every Saturday.
Corey.
Yeah, during the summer. There's a
Yeah.
board member or a community volunteer that staffs the booth.
Yeah, and okay.
So I just want to before we
Yeah,
get too
yeah,
much.
no, yeah, okay. That's important to know. 'Cause I didn't know if they were at every one of them, because I don't go to every Saturday market.
Yeah, no,
but,
that's part
okay.
of their outreach, and I'm on their outreach committee, so I'm
Yeah.
pretty familiar with that.
Yeah, and I need to talk to you after this meeting. I need some data. Okay. Makes
Now-
sense.
So we talked about getting the pop-up boards, like the 3 sides that can stand on a table.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I have some 2-foot wide tables
Oh, okay.
that you could pop along the back.
Okay.
I think I've got 1 or 2 of those that are narrow and that can be at a higher height or a lower height.
Okay.
So I've got at least 1, maybe 2.
Okay.
I have an
Uh,
eagle, which is kind of nice because then you can just put one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Specific.
And like I said, I've got all that, and I was just up in the mezzanine of the Noble Barn yesterday, and I forgot to bring one with me. I wanted to bring one of those poster board segments that I have, because and they're singles, but obviously on the backside we can tape them together into a 3-fold or
Yeah.
whatever you want, rather than going out and buying that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I have a pile of them up there.
Okay.
But
I also
yeah, that would be interesting. Note to Mary, Greg and I have been talking about display type stuff. So when we get together again in the Leica board, we might want to add to our mental list one of those tall vertical ones that you can put posters or items on as a community available thing that Leica might purchase.
Mhm.
Which might be good because they're not that expensive. And unfortunately, I had a bunch, but I gave them away.
And I thought we would have a clipboard with signing up for email notifications and
Mhm.
interest in being on the committee.
Yeah.
Anyone has, I thought we'd just do little cards. People, if they have an FAQ, can drop a
Yep.
suggestion.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good.
So we'll need to put those things together.
And the cost of those cards are not, if it's a 4x6, it's
Yeah.
not very expensive at all. We've already priced those out as Leica.
Okay.
Hey, Nick, is there anything, you're being awfully silent and I just feel like you haven't been here for a while and I just really, how are you doing?
Doing well. I'm just,
Okay.
I'm absorbing it all.
Okay,
I did have one question. I was gonna just look it up, but what time do the Saturday markets start?
It's
10 a.m.
10
to
to
1.
Okay.
10
Five.
a.m. to 1, and usually they allow people to start setting up, I think, at about 9:15.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you
Yeah.
have to be set up before 9:45. You have to move your car out of the area.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing, Nick, is to ask specifically, do you have a business? Are you interested in being on, attend some focus groups for business people?
Yeah, we need that. We need that kind of input. Another thing I need to add to the calendar. Okay.
So Mary, you're not back until August.
Right.
Mhm.
We talked about trying to see if anyone could do any in July, and I think the dates in July would then be, let's see, 16, 23, and 30.
Are you going to
what-
try, is the
wait,
4th
what-
a weekend?
No, what are we talking about? What dates are those supposed to be?
Saturday market?
Saturday markets.
In July? Okay.
Yes.
All right, thanks. I changed my calendar.
When is
So
the 4th?
The 4th is Monday.
The second. So second is the Saturday before the 4th of July.
Yeah, that is usually a big weekend at the market.
Yeah, we need to sign up for that if we can.
Okay. So you feel like we have enough time between now and then to get ready for that?
Sure.
We can at least have a presence.
And I've volunteered for I think the yard sale is still that day, isn't it?
Hold on. Switching gears. Back into the calendar. Got that in here yet. All Island Rummage Sale is 9 a.m. Saturday to 7 p.m. Sunday, and it's at the Congregational Church Grounds parking lot. It is not at the Islander Green.
Right. So I know I'm committed on the 2nd to be at that community yard sale.
Yeah.
I don't have anything on this, on the second Saturday of July.
Now that's the second, as in the day, the second.
Yeah. So the first Saturday and the second Saturday of July I have open.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. So the 2nd and the 9th.
I'd have
Yeah.
Like you say, that I think that's an important weekend. We should, even if we don't have fancy graphics and stuff like that, I think the presence would be good.
I mean, we could just put it out to the committee and also ask you know, Lifeacians if there's some.
And we could do a combination type thing where we've got Leica there because Leica's Leica. Public Doc Committee is an advisory committee sponsored by Leica. We're talking about getting LifeHack involved in some stuff together.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna be able to get LifeHack on gear with it for July 2nd,
Yeah.
maybe later on, but you know, you can go to more than just one Saturday.
Yes, absolutely.
Just my opinion on that one, but no, and I hadn't thought about the rummage sale happening at the same time, so that probably will pull down some of the market attendance from the locals. But you'd have more visitors probably hitting the market.
Yeah.
Or the part-timers, I don't know, but I think the part-timers are gonna probably be hitting the rummage sale too, because they haven't done it for 2 or 3 years.
Hold on a second. I gotta type a message. I'm offline for a minute.
So.
Well, yeah, why don't we put out those dates, the 2nd and the 9th, or the 2nd and the 16th, if you want to skip one in between.
Okay,
Why don't we do that? Let's say the 2nd and the 16th. And if we can get those filled, then we'll just ask for at least another Saturday in August. We have 6, 13, 20 before.
yeah,
Labor Day. Labor Day is not until the 5th this year.
yeah, and as far as August, I know I will have one weekend in August that I will have to work at the Heritage Trust booth.
Yeah.
But I don't know what one that is, so, but I am willing to work a weekend at a booth for Public Doc Committee in August, as long as it's not that same weekend.
Well, that's
Kind of hard to be 2 places at once.
I feel like if we can get the 2nd and the 16th pushed out, then that gives us a head start for
Mm-hmm.
and the understanding that the weekend of the 4th might be tricky for people, but if we put that out and people can't do it, then it's, you know,
Go on to the next.
it is what it is. Yeah. And I'll play around with some ideas for graphics for the board. One of them would be to show the results of the initial survey,
Mm-hmm.
and the one also suggests that we'll run another survey with more, but we won't do that, I don't think, until we have more public meetings. So I think we'll just tell people in the fall there'll be more detailed survey. This was a 1-question survey we just did, right? So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, we could probably have maybe a display of the outage impact, a summary of
oh yeah,
a summary of comments from the outage impact survey of just some of the comments. That might be good. As a handout, if we could get it down to like 1 page.
Yeah, so handout would be one thing, and then what's on the
Mm.
display board.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I mean, they might be the same.
mm-hmm,
And the how to, maybe it's a subset of the FAQs, either as a handout or
mm-hmm.
um, and I would like to at least put on the calendar some I'm trying to think how you if we had some focus groups of small groups to talk about some of the key um, concerns, including brainstorming about. I still think a lot of this is education, but if you get a group of people to brainstorm about, we really, really want a public doc, we just don't want it here, for them
Mm-hmm.
to person discuss with each other, really, okay, so if you don't want it here, where do you think it would work? Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's the kind of focus group I'm talking about, where people,
Yeah, yeah,
their own understanding of why, if you want it, the options aren't unlimited. And if you want a boat launch, which would be a great idea, again, where would you put that? So I was
Uh,
thinking,
And we've been through that, so it's, yeah.
yes, but I think the more people say to each other, we talked about that, because it's so easy right now. I mean, just as I've
Yeah.
had people say to me, well, you just do it at Aston. Done. Like, wow. Well, that would be amazing, except for that won't work at all.
Yeah, but
Except for that
there
one
there are issues. There's issues with it. But yeah,
that's irritating.
yeah, yeah.
So maybe at the next meeting, or the 26th meeting, we can toss around some ideas and maybe also collect input at the booth to say, what would you like to? We want to hold focus groups, and what is a concern you feel like you'd want to be able to sit down and talk about in person?
yeah. Or it would be like, maybe you might just have a thing, like a piece of paper, or like a thing like where you could, I would love to, or if we had a public doc, I would, and just, let people like fill in a blank kind of a thing. I would love to have a public dock on Lummi Island so that I could have a place to go crabbing. I would, uh, so it just, it's not just for boaters,
Mhm.
and just to kind of get people thinking like, I'd like to just go stand out over the water and look down at the barnacles or the fish feeding on the pilings.
I would like to be able to get close to the water, to be able to put into the water my radio controlled electric sailboat. I mean,
Mhm.
there's all sorts of things. And but we've hashed this all off
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
But if we did something where people could write what they want it for, that'd be cool.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
if you have a board there with a picture
Mhm.
of a lot of the different activities, that hopefully
Mhm.
conversation. Just say,
Yeah, and then you have the suggested, but leave a big space for them to write something in.
yeah,
Mhm.
I need to move. Let me make you not seasick while I move.
I'll put that in.
I lost it. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. I hope you don't mind my doing this meeting here, but I don't want to get anywhere near the bed.
Okay. Well, that feels like enough prep to get started with. I was just concerned about lead time on some of these things. Obviously, getting
Yeah.
people's calendars the biggest lead time, and getting an idea for if we have, presentation materials, enough time to get some of these together. And then,
I think the most important thing is we have people that can face to face answer questions.
yeah, So
That's,
people
that's
Yeah.
what people,
study.
that's what,
I hate to say we have to study up. I think people have to read through the FAQs,
we,
study up on some of this
yeah,
because to be to think on your feet,
Mhm.
yes, and have consistent
consistent,
answers.
and
Yes,
preferably not lame, snarky answers, which are tempting. Not a good idea. So I
no,
have
there's two of us that have to behave on that point.
he's that guy. He'll just come out with that.
Yeah. I've been known to
I
put
know,
out some
sorry, Rosie.
toads. Anyway, but
Here, Rosie, calm down.
yeah, I think it's doable. ADI can print. Depending on the amount, if it's something big, I could get ADI, no problem. Usually within a day, we can get stuff back from them. For postcard type stuff,
Okay.
same thing. If it's not huge quantities, but
Yeah.
that's very hard to predict.
Yeah.
I can run off on the laser printer here.
Yeah. I think we'd be. I mean, I don't think we'd be talking big
Yeah.
quantities. But obviously, having not done this yet, it's still
We don't know. We
Yeah.
don't know. But I
But
do have in stock a bunch of the 4x6 blank postcard, cards, note cards.
Okay.
So we can do that at least. And it's very hard to predict. See, the problem with what I see with a lot of these things, 'cause I've done a lot of them, is if you have a handout, a lot of people will take it
yeah,
and they'll read it and they'll drop it or throw it in the trash afterwards.
mhm,
And so it's hard to predict that.
yeah, impact.
It's a little frustrating. I mean, the one where I was doing the stuff for which was it, Allied Arts or the Metal Arts Guild? I think it was Allied Arts. I mean, we had a nice 3-fold folder, pamphlet, whatnot. People were taking them left and right and walking away and like right into the trash. It's really frustrating when you look at the budget of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's my primary concern with the handout.
Yeah.
It's just going to be discarded information 98% of the time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But what's not usually is cool swag.
True.
And if we could
But
maybe like,
swag is really overpriced.
oh yeah, absolutely.
In fact, our boat captain just gave us a floatable keychain
Uh-huh.
for logo on it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a pretty substantial ticket item because to
is.
get any kind of decent, first of all, at any level, those things are overpriced.
Yeah.
But to get any kind of reasonable price, you got to buy 1,000.
Well,
we're not.
That having worked with very low budget Girl Scouts in church, I found out you can make your own very nice little magnets.
Mhm.
True.
Make it
Yes.
Buy the magnets from Staples. You can make your
Yeah.
own. I laminated it.
Yeah.
Big hit, and they were.
Yeah. No, that's very true.
There's a few things we could do for low key, but you're right, Nick. We have to kind of see if we can come up with any other ideas for.
Yeah, I think having the like the FAQs printed out in somehow form and having a little stack of them, not huge, is good.
And email list. We'll send
Yes.
you this brochure. Instead.
Yes. But people do like sometimes, like I'll walk up, I will pick one up, I will read it there, and I will set it back down. Now, not
Mhm.
everybody will do that, but the one that when I was at the Fairhaven thing, they had wanted me to actually hand them out, and I said, this is a big mistake. And so I would never recommend that we do that. Hand these things to people. Let them have a stand that
And
that they can pick it up
especially
on.
right now with the cost of paper is really high.
Oh, but just a couple notes. I have in the container in storage, I have some big of the plexiglass stands,
Oh, those,
table standing things.
hey,
And one or two of them at least does have space for trifold. So I've got a lot of that stuff.
interesting. Okay.
Um,
Okay. Well, I mean, I think sometimes it's just people are a little embarrassed and they don't really want to interact with you. And so taking away a brochure makes them feel like they
Mhm.
right,
are responsible.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not,
But I mean, if we could get something printed up that, that says, Lumley Island Public Dock Advisory Committee or something, whatever it is, so they don't have to walk up. You don't get the situation and walk up. Oh, well, who are you? You want to avoid that at a
Yeah.
minimum.
good point.
And we can do that. We can do a 2x2x3 foot polycolor, and I have the A-frames for those. In fact, the foil borrows mine for the book sale,
Yeah.
but they only borrow one,
Okay.
so I have the other available.
Okay. So we have to figure out what to. Okay.
Yeah, and they're cheap, and I can do those in full color. I can do
Okay.
fancy graphics and everything, and it's relatively cheap. I think it cost me like, was it like $14 a
Okay.
sheet?
Okay.
And that's quick.
Okay, so,
I'll put that on there. All righty. Cool.
Here we go. Yeah. Trying to remember how this is priced. Okay. So it cost me, I think $7.80 the
Okay.
last time I bought one of those pages.
Okay.
And that's a polycolor, which is the waterproof
Yeah.
paper, color 50% cover, $7.80 plus $1 download fee. I mean,
okay, so
no
who's
big
going
deal.
to design that?
Lane and I can work on that.
Sure.
Yeah, so it costs, $13.50 is what one costs, and that's no big deal. We don't even have, unless we're asking for other things from Leica, we don't even ask for that. I usually just pay for it myself and donate it. And
Well, I'd be glad to do that too.
And we get yelled at later.
Yeah, well,
Not
I'd be
yelled at,
glad to
yeah,
do
yelled.
that too.
Yeah.
All right, just trying to think. So for the Leica meeting next week,
Mhm.
you and Bruce are going to be there in person.
Yeah.
Would you like to do the report? Or do you want me to do it or what?
I can do it. I'll just send something to the committee. It's this Wednesday, right? So I'll send.
It's this Wednesday, yes.
Yep. Yeah, so I need it as soon as you could, but preferably before Tuesday night.
Before Tuesday night. Okay, I'll put a note on to myself. Okay.
Because I got
Yeah,
a lot.
'cause that way
I
we
have a
can
lot going on. Yeah.
We can have it loaded up in the queue of stuff to project up on the screen,
Yeah.
the report.
Yeah.
If we
And
wanted to.
you are. Yeah, you would be directly after. We've changed the sequence of the agenda to streamline it. So you will wind up in the report section directly after the treasurer's report.
Mhm. And I will let Greg know to introduce you as the representative rep.
Well, I can tweak that since I actually am involved in prepping this anyway. So it'll be Lane instead of Mary. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, I can fix that. I can do that right now, in fact.
Okay. Um. And Lane, so when you and Bruce get there, take a seat up in the front row,
Oh, okay.
Preferably on,
the same side that Greg is on.
yes,
And so
Okay,
this is going to be one that also is be good for me to see because this is the hybrid Zoom.
yes. All Leica meetings from now on, the members' meetings are hybrid.
Okay.
And we are actually working on coordinating some effort where Leica is looking at buying an actual setup for this kind of thing rather than me having to use my own equipment,
Got it.
and that it would be for community use. So
Okay.
good stuff.
yeah, and there should be a microphone sitting on the table by Greg.
Mhm.
That when the meeting happens, you'll need to like pick up that microphone, turn it on, be sure it's turned on, and then
Yeah.
give the
I-
report with the microphone.
Yeah, I always prompt for that kind of stuff. Now,
Okay.
Mhm.
Mary, are you still running the Zoom but remotely this time?
I'll be there with,
Oh, you've
but
been physically, yeah.
I'll be
Okay.
there physically like I was last month, and I'll just
Okay.
run from the back of the room and I'll monitor. The one thing, and we can talk about that afterwards, if you want to stay on and talk about
Yes,
logistics for the Leica
That's
meeting,
that's exactly
I'm
what I
glad
wanted to
on
do.
that. So,
That's what I wanted to
yeah,
do.
so, but let's keep us going on the doc committee stuff.
Yeah. What else do we need to cover?
I think that's all I had. That's all I had was making sure
Okay,
official dates to propose. We now have new committee dates to propose to everybody. Solicit volunteers for the Saturday market. See if we can get people from the 2nd and the 16th.
Mhm,
Alan and I will get together about
mhm.
graphics later next
Mhm.
week.
okay,
And FAQs I'll be sending out tomorrow morning, sending out to the committee so that we can
okay,
like that there's a
all right, and if I can find somebody, or I can like leave my tables sitting, my tables and chairs. I'm gonna have a house sitter that will be living in my place, and I can just let her know. I'll have those set out, and one of you would have to come by my place and just pick them up.
Yeah, and we can actually do that ahead of time, and I can just
That's great.
store them in the container that's at the island there.
Okay, that's fine with me. I'll be glad to, dig them out in the next week,
Yeah.
and get that done.
Yeah, any pre-prep we can do is good.
Okay. And just let me know how many chairs you need and how many. I think probably those narrow 2 foot wide tables, I think I have 2 of them, and those probably would be good in the back of the booth
Mhm, mhm.
for a display area.
Yeah.
So, and then one short table. Okay.
And I will tell you the other thing that we absolutely need, because Metal Arts Guild used to do at the Bellingham Saturday Market. And one of the things we really, really need to make sure we have are some nice, smooth, round rocks.
Mhm. For holding stuff down.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, and we brought 2 tables. We'd have a table at the front, a small one like this one here. We have a table in the back. We did have a skirt so we could hide stuff under the table, and the rocks and blue painter's tape is critical. But yeah, and we had 2 tables, 4 chairs, and we would set. I can remember I had a fire truck parked behind my car, and I was supposed to do the setup. So they finally moved. I ran, and I was an hour late for setup, and I had it done and set up like 5 minutes. I'm like, throw it. So yeah, it's doable. It's doable.
Okay. I actually have some like 2-pound scuba weights that are in a bean bag. If you can tell me how many that you want.
I wouldn't recommend that. Rocks people don't normally pick up and walk away with.
People wouldn't walk away with scuba weights. They're just in a little lead bag. It's like a little bean bag that will hold things down. But okay, if you want rocks, that's good.
Yeah, it's.
I'm not on rock patrol.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's yeah, anything of value, trust me, it's not necessarily an islander, but yeah, be careful of that. You'd be amazed what I've had seen walk away.
Okay.
And you know what'd be cute? I wonder if I could talk Debbie into, or somebody into doing some branded rocks. Anyway, not necessarily for this time, you know, the first one, but later on. Very cute. Anything else?
Nick, do you have anything for the good of the order?
Not at the moment. I'm gonna think about maybe some custom magnets or something that I might be able to whip together 20 of them or something to give
Mhm.
away.
Yeah.
Um,
And
Cool.
I have a box of those magnets as well. Oh, by the way, if you ever go to buy, I used to work for Staples
uh,
at one point. If you ever go to a Staples or a Home Depot, Office Depot, and you pick up one of those boxes, stand there and count the magnets,
Well, people just walk away with.
because people will open up the box, take a couple of them and walk away with them.
yeah.
I hate to tell you how many times I would go back through stocking and I'm like, pick up a box and I'm like, oh crap, it's
Yeah.
light. So, but I have some here, and if you can, and I'm more than happy to donate them to the cause, because I haven't used those in years. So you might have a little curlage problem, but you know, and they've got the adhesive on the back.
Mhm.
But yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be cool.
Awesome.
Um,
It's good to see you back, Nick, and thank you for all the time and hours that you have been putting
Yeah.
into the academy. I just
Yeah.
yeah, totally appreciate that.
yeah, I think the whole community is really, really proud and very much appreciates it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure.
I is there any more? This is off topic. You want to, are we done?
Yeah.
Why don't we just
Okay, I
stop the
can stop the
recording?
recording. Okay, just
And then
a second.
We can be off the record now.
Yeah,
Off
well,
the
we can be
record.
off